This Valentine's Day, wouldn't we all love to have a little more insights into our partner? Well, I've got just the person to help with that. I'm joined by Jackie Brewster, author and Enneagram Specialist and friend. Welcome, Jackie.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I'm really excited because you have a new book coming out about the Enneagram and marriages, and I happen to have a copy, and I hear you have not seen it yet.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't.
So hold your book.
Oh my gosh.
This is your book. And it's a workbook, which
Yes.
is really awesome. So you've been on the show before to talk about the Enneagram, so we won't go there except to say, like, let me just say, sometimes I wish you would just, like, tell me, like, Sami, you're a this. Like, do you ever get that? Do you feel people think you're, like, a psychic or this is some weird thing going on?
Yes, all the time. People are, like, at a dinner party, like, okay, go around the room and tell us all of our numbers. And I'm like, it doesn't really work like that, guys. How about you guys tell me about you? And then, Yes.
Well, let me hold this so you don't, I know, you're, I don't want you to be like, my baby here.
Oh,
but,
it is.
But this is really exciting because it is a workbook. So why this book in this format now?
Oh my gosh, what a great question. So I've been married for 24 years, right? All the ups and downs, bumps and bruises along the way. And what I realized is that it takes a whole lot more than just love. And so it takes a solid foundation. And to build a solid foundation, you've got to really understand each other. And so the tools of the Enneagram in this book really help us to uncover and discover parts of ourselves, but also parts of our partner, which when you're doing it side by side, it creates this beautiful bond of emotional connection. And it is just, oh my gosh.
So that's what we hope will happen.
Yes.
Okay, what if someone is watching and is like, there's no way I'm gonna get my partner to do this. What then? Do we just give up?
No, I don't ever want you to give up on it because I want you to discover more about yourself, because part of it is like understanding who you are, why you do what you do, and your patterns of behavior. And then holding space for yourself so that there's room for you to hold space for somebody else. So you could pick up this workbook and start working through it yourself, and perhaps as you're learning things about you, your partner might be interested.
Yeah, and I think when you learn about the Enneagram, sometimes kind of like when you say, well, tell me about myself, I think there's people that say, like, I don't want to be that number. Or you learn about yourself, parts of yourself that are broken, and then maybe the same happens for your partner. How do you deal with those hard revelations?
So throughout the whole workbook, it's designed to help you walk into this with each other. So there's all kinds of different pieces of, like, holding space for the childhood story, understanding where things come from and why they come from those places. So I think that as you begin to understand more about yourself in those places, that this is where some of those hard revelations begin to soften you, because you're like, okay, there's a reason for this. It's not just this is who I am and oh wow. Now it's like, no, these patterns developed because I tried to get love, I tried to keep myself safe, and I tried to get my needs met.
Yeah, and I love each week has a question or an activity that you're supposed to do with your spouse. I'm the type of person that likes to kind of skip to the end sometimes, but you say don't fast forward. Why is it so important to go in order?
So I think that information is not transformation until you activate it. And so I want to help people take the information that they're learning, right, and then activate it. And so I give you activities to help you take that information and do something with it that that can move you forward towards growth.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, before we end, what is something that our audience can do? Like, if there's one thing you want them to walk, because you've got these great, the cards, you know, you've got a lot of tools, but if someone's still like, I haven't heard of the Enneagram, I don't know what to do, where should they start, or what's an easy entry for them?
Well, an easy entry is to go online and take an Enneagram test. And so I like the Ready test, but there's lots of different tests out there that you could do. Take a test and start to ask yourself questions. Is this true about me? Where does this come from? You can always call me for coaching. I'm a life coach, so I help people uncover and discover all day different parts of themselves. So you could always do something like that. But I do think any of the products that I have, so I have a book, I have these cards or this new book coming out, all of them have a map kind of directing you into the information, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Before we wrap, where can people connect with you and pick up the book? Because it comes out in March.
It comes out, yeah.
Yep. So I should say Enneagram with JB, right?
Yes, Enneagram with JB. That's Instagram. My website is enneagramwithjb.com. And talk back to me, because I love to talk back to people on socials.
Fantastic. So, yes, you're so good at that. You've got a podcast. Make sure you check out the Enneagram and Marriage. Thank you for being here, Jackie.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.